Starting in the mid-1880s, high diving became a very popular Atlantic City attraction. But it wasn't humans doing the diving, or more specifically, it wasn't just humans. The real stars of the show were the horses. According to William Doc Carver, who trained animals for Buffalo Bill Cody's Wild Wild West shows, he was riding a horse across a rickety bridge in Nebraska when the structure gave out beneath them, and the horse, rather than falling clumsily, dove gracefully into the river below. For Carver, it was a eureka moment. He and his son Al started their own traveling animal show. They trained their horses on carpeted ramps of ever-increasing height, tempting them into the water with carrots. Carver's daughter Lorena became the very first rider, and she was soon joined by 15-year-old Sonora, who would later go on to marry Al. Between them, they ran 2 diving teams, which performed in multiple cities, eventually landing at Atlantic City's Steel Pier, where they became a permanent fixture for decades. Long after Carver died, his children kept the show going. In fact, spectators flocked to Atlantic City to see the diving horses for nearly a century. The horse diving show ran anywhere from 2 to 6 times a day, 7 days a week. The ramps from which horse and rider jumped ranged between 40 to 60 feet, nearly twice as high as the tallest Olympic diving board. The pool beneath them was just 11 feet deep. The Carvers claimed that no horses were ever injured in all the years the show was running, though that is almost certainly false. Although injuries were never recorded, diving horses undoubtedly suffered broken bones, internal organ damage, and spinal trauma, to say nothing of mental anguish. The danger to the human riders, on the other hand, is well documented. 18-year-old Oscar Smith was killed during one dive in 1907. And there were multiple injuries each year, ranging from bruises and black eyes to fractured collarbones and broken noses. Sonora was permanently disabled after a dive in 1931 when her horse lost its balance as it leapt from the ramp, causing Sonora to hit the water face first. Because she didn't close her eyes fast enough, both of her retinas detached, leaving her blind. Amazingly, she continued to dive for the show. She didn't die until 2003, just shy of 100 years old. Animal rights activists thankfully brought the horse diving shows to an end in the late 1970s. Though the popularity of the 1991 Disney movie Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken, about Sonora's life, inspired Donald Trump, who owned the Steel Pier, to bring the show back, albeit with riderless mules that were pushed off the top of the platform. Animal rights groups sprang back into action and shut the practice down. They had to do so again in 2012 when the new owner of the Steel Pier amusement park proposed a comeback. This is one sport that unquestionably belongs in the history books. Stay curious, my friends.